I'm standing here in front of the western gate of KHIRBET KIYAFA, and I am now entering into the city. First of all, there is a big threshold, very massive stone, 8 tons, and this is where the gate, the 2 doors of the gate were closed during the night and opened during the day. So I'm now entering into the city. This is the western gate of KHIRBET KIYAFA, and there is another gate in the east. In the year 2005, a student of mine, Sar Ganor, brought me here to KHIRBET KIYAFA. He told me that this is a very interesting site, and indeed we came to KHIRBET KIYAFA, and I stood here. I looked at the landscape. I knew that Philistia is here to the west. I knew that Jerusalem and Hebron is here to the east, and this must be a very important location for the geopolitical situation. And I decided that this site should be excavated. It took us a year and a half to organize ourselves, and in the year 2007, we started the first season of excavations here in KHIRBET KIYAFA. The first season was only 10 days. We came every day from Jerusalem, excavating here, and went back to Jerusalem. And we already had a wonderful result, a city gate, city wall, pottery, and it looked like a very promising site. In 2008, we already have a large excavation season for 6 weeks with about 30 or 40 people, and we have wonderful results, including an inscription. The famous KHIRBET KIYAFA Ostrakon was found in 2008. We also sent olive pits for hydrocarbon dating, and the result was really shocking because the site was dated to 1000 BC, the time of King David. And then we have in hand a fortified city in Judah from the time of King David. Something like this was never found before in the archaeology of the land of Israel. Even in Jerusalem, we don't have a clear level from the time of David. So it was a revolution, and indeed we have a full page in the New York Times in 2008. And then all the media in the world were kept on writing about KHIRBET KIYAFA. The BBC, National Geographic, and other famous media kept on reporting about our results. What is so important here is the Valley of Elah. In this specific section, the valley started in Jerusalem, or the brook started in Jerusalem, and then it's and then it's continued into the west to the Mediterranean Sea. According to the biblical tradition, the famous battle between David and Goliath took place here in the Valley of Elah. According to the tradition, the battle was between Socho and Azekah. Socho is the site over here, Azekah is another site over there, so in between the two sites, the battle took place. And the Bible even gives a specific location. It's called Ephes Damim, which means bloody border. So this area was known as an area of conflicts between the Philistines and the Judeans for about 200 years in the 10th and 9th centuries BC. There are many biblical traditions about fighting in this area, and David and Goliath is one out of a large number of stories. According to the tradition, the Israelites came from the east, the Philistines came from Gath. Goliath is called Goliath the Gittite, and they met here in the Valley of Elah, in this specific location. And then the story said that for 40 years, the two armies were standing one against the other. Goliath suggested that somebody will come and fight with him, so it will not be army against army, but individual against individual. But of course, everybody was afraid, and then only when David came, he brought the solution. He volunteered to fight with Goliath, the giant Goliath. And David said, I am a shepherd, but I killed a bear and I killed a lion. And killing a lion is a symbol of royalty in the ancient Near East. The kings of Mesopotamia are portrayed as killing lions. And that means that David is suitable to become a king of Israel because he is able to kill lions. Anyhow, David didn't have any sword or any specific equipment. He just took a stone, and with a sling, he slinged the stone and hit Goliath in the forehead. Goliath lost his balance and fell. David ran to where Goliath, took Goliath's sword and cut Goliath's head with Goliath's sword. This is the story. We have 3 different aspects for our suggestion to identify KHIRBET KIYAFA with biblical Sha'araim. Sha'araim is mentioned 3 times in the biblical tradition. 2 of these times it's located in the valley of Elah. And 2 of the time it's associated with David. And the name Sha'araim means 2 gates. 1 gate will be Sha'ar, 2 gates will be Sha'araim, and many gates will be She'arim. So in Hebrew, we have not only 1 and plural, we also have a special form for dual. So this is a city, Sha'araim is a city with 2 gates. Now if you look at the site of KHIRBET KIYAFA, it is located in the valley of Elah. It is dated by radiocarbon dating to the time of King David. And in this city, we have 2 gates. And this is something exceptional because cities which are 2, 3, and 4 times bigger have only 1 gate. And why this smaller city has 2 gates? This is something exceptional, and it probably was reflected in the name of the place, so it's got the name Sha'araim. So let's see how a regular family lived in the city from the time of King David. We have here an example of a small house that was probably used by a nuclear family, a father, mother, and few children. So here is the threshold. You can see I'm standing on the threshold. I'm knocking on the door, tuck, tuck, tuck. The door is open. I can go into the building. There is now a step here, and this is a small entrance room. Now we can enter into the main room. You can see here the door, 1 wall here, 1 wall here, and this is the doorway. This is a rather large room. In the center there was a fireplace, probably for cooking and also for heating if it was cold in winter. Over there we found a big stone vat that could be used for bathing, showers, and for cleaning purposes. And here in the corner of this room we discovered an inscription. I'm just now standing here where the inscription was found, in the corner of the room. Here we found the remain of a jar, and on the jar, before it was fired in a kiln by the potter, somebody incised a name on it. And the name is Ishbaal ben Beda. That means Ishbaal, son of Beda. The name Beda, the father, is not known in the Bible and was never found before in any inscription. So it was a unique name. But Ishbaal is an amazing discovery, because the name Ishbaal is known in the Bible. It's exactly in the same time, in the time of David. Ishbaal was the young son of Saul, who ruled after Saul and the older brothers were killed in the Gilboa by the Philistines. So Ishbaal, son of Shaul, was a king for 2 years, till his head was cut and brought to Hebron to David. So you can see that we have Ishbaal here in the 10th century BC, in the time of David, in the Bible and also in archaeology. This is the 3rd room of the building. This is the casemate of the city wall, which was connected with the building. And I'm entering now into the casemate. Look at the very massive stones. A stone like this can weigh 200 or 300 kilos, so very massive stones. And of course, fortifications are always built with monumental and strong raw material. So I'm now entering into the casemate, and you can see me here inside the casemate. This is the city wall of KHIRBET KIYAFA, an outer wall, an inner wall, and we have space in between. And this space was connected to the houses that are inside the city. This is the best preserved part of the fortifications of KHIRBET KIYAFA. You can see it standing for nearly 2.5 meters. I'm standing here in front of the most important cultic room at KHIRBET KIYAFA. We discovered 3 cultic rooms out of 60 rooms that has been excavated in the city. And in this one, 2 unique objects were found. But before you enter the room, there was here a basin here, and people had to clean their hand or legs before entering the holy place. Once you are purified, there are steps here that leading down into the room. In this room, we found 2 boxes which are made in the shape of architectural building. One was made from clay, a smaller one, and another one bigger was made from limestone. The limestone object was found here in the shape of a building. And when you analyze the architectural features that appear on it, two aspects. One is the beams of the roof organized three together, and the other one is the opening, the door, which has recessed frames around it. This is exactly how the Bible describes the palace and temple of Solomon. So we have here in the site of KHIRBET QEIYAFA, in Judah, not in Cyprus, not in Egypt, not in Mesopotamia, in Judah, 1 day walk from Jerusalem, we have a miniature depiction of royal architecture that described in the Bible in the time of Solomon. We are here in a gate piazza. There is a gate facing the valley of Elah. People enter the city, and here was a large open area. This area was used for many different purposes, and in the biblical text, the name gate appears almost 1,000 times. The gate is a place of economical activities. The gate is where the king judged the people. In the gate, the prophet preached to the people. And the elder people of the city sitting here and making their parliament, so to speak. So this is really the heart of the city. All the public activities in ancient biblical city took place in the gate. And here adjacent to the piazza was the cultic room. The cultic room itself, the house of God, is Holy of Holies. Maybe the priest can go inside, but the regular people are not allowed to go into the house of the Lord or into the house of the gods. So where were the people? The people gathered here in the piazza. And in the piazza they could slaughter animal, they could cook and make elaborate meals, they can preach, they can dance, they can do music. All the cultic activities, all the worshipping took place here in the courtyard of the temple. And behind the wall was the Holy of Holies. So this wall is like the Western Wall in Jerusalem, yes? The public is outside and the temple is inside. Any discussion on cult in the biblical time start here from this room that was found in KHIRBET QEIYAFA. Because inside the room we discovered two boxes, one made from clay, one made from stone. And this is a kind of portable shrines. In each one of them, probably a figurine was kept. In the small one, it's decorated with pillars and lions, and it's very similar to a Canaanite temple that was excavated at Hatzor. But the other one, the stone box, is very similar to the biblical description of Solomon Palace and Solomon Temple. So we can see here some Canaanite tradition, but also a new tradition that started here in Judah. And I think that this is probably reflecting the belief in two gods, Yahweh and his wife, his Asherah. The Asherah is mentioned in the Bible many times, countless times, and also in inscriptions, and this is a feminine side of God. And of course, later when the biblical monotheism arose, they didn't like the Asherah, and slowly she was removed from the official cult. But I think that in this very early stage, the early 10th century BC, we have here evidence for two gods, a male and female together. The Canaanite believed in many gods, and we have from Ugarit in northern Syria an archive telling us about the Canaanite myth and what the Canaanite believed in. But when we're coming to the Iron Age, we can see a different picture. People believed in a national god. Instead of many gods that were the same all over the area, you can see that the Israelite has the god Yahweh, the Moabite had god Kmosh, the Edomite believed in Kos, and because you have a national state, a national kingdoms, also the sky, the picture in the sky has been changed, and people believed in national god. So I think that David was the one who introduced Yahweh to the Israelite cult. I'm facing here the second gate of KHIRBET QEIYAFA, the gate that facing the valley of Elah. This was the second gate of the city Sha'araim, a city with two gates. People asking who built KHIRBET QEIYAFA, who destroyed KHIRBET QEIYAFA, where was the population, who were the people who lived in this place.
And various suggestions has been raised, like Judean, Israelite, Canaanite, and Philistines. And we are arguing that this is a Judean site, and this is done by comparative analysis. We are taking various aspects of the material culture that was found here, and we're comparing it to site in Judah, site in Philistia, Canaanite site, and site in the kingdom of Israel. First aspect is the urban planning. We have here houses and Kazmat city wall, and they are combined together. This type of architecture is known in 5 sites. All these sites are located in Judah. It was not found in any Canaanite site, Israelite site, or Philistine site. The second aspect is the food habit. We discovered in the site 10,000 of animal bones. Even 1 pig bone was not found. Pig was consumed by Philistine and also by Canaanite. We discovered here 2 inscriptions. In this time, we don't have Canaanite, Philistine, or Israelite inscription in such quantities, but we have them here in Bet Shemesh and also in Jerusalem. So you can see that once you have a kingdom, there was a need to increase the communication between places, and more inscriptions are thus found in the kingdom of Judah and not in the other regions. The metal object. We discovered here a large number of metal objects. About 2/3 of them are made from iron, and 1/3 is made from bronze. When you go to Canaanite site, Israelite site, and Philistine site, in this site, most of the tools are still made from bronze and not from iron. There are other aspects that I will not go all of them, but one aspect by another, when you compare it with Israelite site, Philistine site, Canaanite site, and site in the kingdom of Judah, like Arad, Beersheba, you can see that KHIRBET KIEYAFA is more similar to the Judean site than any other culture. So the conclusion is that this is indeed a Judean site in Judah from the time of King David.